You're watching Capital Connection from the Illinois State Capitol.
Welcome back. March Madness kicked off this week, and in the State House, there's a new measure to legalize sports gambling. Joining us now to talk about that is Representative Michael Zalewski from Riverside, just outside the western border of Chicago there. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
A White Sox fan.
Huge White Sox.
So this time next year, are we going to see a window in Guaranteed Rate Field where you can walk up and place a bet?
I don't know. That's in one of the amendments we filed today. Was a provision that would allow for certain public sporting venues to have a sports book, but it's really early. It's in the bottom of the first inning of this process, so we still got a long way to go on it. But we're having a really good exchange of ideas so far, and we want to keep up the momentum.
On negotiation tactic and strategy here, why the four different plans? What leverage or what advantage does that give you?
In the previous 10 years, we have not passed a gaming bill, and it's been a combination of a variety of forces, none of which had to do with the sponsors, you know, Bob Rita, Terry Link. It's been all about the stakeholders sort of weighing it down with too many requests. And I think the reason we did that is because the process was a little flawed. We waited until the very end. We introduced one big amendment, and as a result, the crushing weight of it all sunk the idea. This time, I think we're going to try a little different approach. We're going to try to mix it up a little early, try to get people responding to ideas instead of meetings, and we're going to try to produce a product in the open and transparent way we can.
And we'll learn more about what's in this. We're just starting to see the first language of it just now. But on Thursday of this next week, there will be a public hearing, and people can dig through and ask questions. I'm sure you're doing your homework even now, preparing for some of those questions. But give us a taste of what exactly this does look like on mobile platforms, online platforms. When you go to a game, people at home who are interested in this topic, they're going to want to know what's in it for me.
Yeah, there's sort of three silos of information there. There's the bricks and mortar and your racetracks, things where traditionally you've seen gambling activity. Under some of the amendments, they have the ability to apply for a license. They also have the ability to use what are called skins, which are mobile online platforms.
And those licenses aren't cheap.
They're not. They're $10 million, which is commensurate with what the governor asked for. They also have the ability to offer what are called skins, which are mobile platforms for the ability to you to do this on your phone. There's also a model where the lottery takes over, and you can go to your local retailer and place a bet at your local retailer. You probably would see the option to go into a casino and have a sports book, or go into an OTB and see a sports book. There's a lot of options available to us. We're trying to balance the best approach for the state versus what the consumer wants. We're also trying to make sure it's transparent and safe and consumer friendly.
It's sometimes difficult to read between the lines and understand a governor's priority. But if you look closely at language in his inaugural address, he says things like he wants a capital bill now. He talks about this year. He talks about legalizing recreational marijuana in his budget now. Do you get the sense that sports gambling isn't as high on his list of priorities?
No, I think it's appropriately high because it builds a bridge between what he considers to be an outdated tax structure and a fair tax. We've got a $1.1 billion revenue hole. This plus cannabis plus a couple of other ideas help him fill that hole. If we don't do that, the cuts become very dire because there's not enough support to raise an outdated income tax structure. So we've got to do some of this stuff, or else we're going to find ourselves without a budget, and that is a no-win situation.
So you see this as a priority this year, this budget?
I do.
Okay. And you chair the House Revenue and Finance Committee, which is home base for all of the negotiations about the budget and a lot of these things.
It's cooperatively with the appropriates committees,
right.
But yeah, we do our fair share of budget making.
You face a bit of a different hurdle in the public sphere winning public support for this than maybe the people that are trying to pass legal recreational marijuana. They say people are already doing this, and they have critics who say, well, there's a societal concern about all the cost and everything. Are people already doing the gambling that they would be in Illinois, or would this be greatly expanded here now?
It depends on how we did it. I do think there's a black market for this. I think the proliferation of the internet, you've seen people do this type of activity online. I actually think cannabis and this fall in a very similar bucket. I think they're activities that people are already doing that are unregulated. We don't enforce the existing laws like we should. So if we're not going to enforce existing laws like we should, then we should just legalize it and see some societal benefit from it.
But okay, but the people who are supporting for legal recreational marijuana, they're saying, well, there's a criminal justice history there. For too long, we've locked people up.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have that argument in your corner.
You don't.
They're making a lot of other things about the public health and how this is already out there, and people are there's that discussion. I guess here's the question: how do you overcome the critics, which will come into your committee hearing, and they're going to say this is going to have a hard to quantify but very real societal drag on people who become addicted to gambling? How do you overcome that argument?
I think we have done it several times throughout our state's history. It started with horse racing. It moved on to the Riverboat Gambling Act of the late 1980s, and then it happened in VGT. Now, you raise a good point. Every time we've relied on this activity to solve a huge societal ill, we've pretty much not lived up to our end of the deal. We have to be careful about that this time. And I think the way to be careful about that this time is to be very measured in our approach, be very mindful of overproliferation, listen to the people who want a really transparent and consumer-friendly product. And then if we do that and we don't try to solve a massive problem, if we just try to build a bridge of between the old outdated tax system and the new tax system, I think we'll be in much better shape.
I have it on good authority, good sources, that you did not fill out a March Madness bracket this year. Have you picked a winner?
I'm rooting for the Bradley Braves. I think it'd be cool to have another local Missouri Valley team go to the Final Four. That's probably not going to happen. I'm also interested in...
So you're not betting on it?
I'm not betting on it. I'm a chaste sports observer until this process is over. I'm also rooting for Duke because I want the Bulls to get Zion Williamson. So I want to watch as much Zion Williamson as I can so I can will myself into thinking the Bulls have a chance at drafting him.
All right. They're politicians, but they're sports fans too. Michael Zalewski, thank you for joining us. We'll continue to track this issue as it develops. The hearing coming up this week.
Next Thursday. Thanks, Mark.
All right. Our Reporters Roundtable when we come back. Stick around.